Hello, Pankhurst, and welcome to your second math lesson this week. So your learning objective today is, can I use my understanding of repeated addition to represent a two-digit number multiplied by a one-digit number with pictorial representations? Now, it says, a bus seats 23 passengers. How many passengers would 3 buses seat? How could I calculate the answer to 23 times 3? So there are a few ways in which we could do this. We are going to start off by looking at using our knowledge of repeated addition and the pictorial method. So I've got the question for you here again, and it says, a bus seats 23 passengers. How many passengers would 3 buses seat? So if you look over here on my place value grid, my place value grid has pictorial representation. So this is bus number 1, this is bus number 2, and then this is bus number 3. Okay, now if you look over here, I've got my tens represented as a 10 stick. Then I have my ones over here, which is represented as a 1 cube. Okay, now let's count these all together. So actually, no, we're not going to count them all together. Let's see how we can write it using repeated addition. So what I would like you to do is get your whiteboards and pens, or a piece of paper and a pen, and I would like you to write down the repeated addition for this pictorial representation. Yep, if you pause the screen and come back when you're ready. Okay, fantastic. So let's look at bus number 1. So you have 3 lines here, which means on these lines you need to write the repeated addition. And then I have 3 buses. So now repeated addition is when you add the same number over and over again. So it's repeated, okay, for you to find the answer. So first of all, I'm going to write down how many passengers are on the first bus. So 10, 20, 1, 2, 3. So that's 23. That is bus number 1. Okay. Now let's look at bus number 2. So on bus number 2, I have 10, 20, 21. 10, 20, 1, 2, 3. So now that I know has 23. So I'm going to write 23 here. Then let's count bus number 3, 10, 20, 1, 2, 3. So I have 23 in my third bus. Yeah. So now for the repeated addition, I've added 23 3 times because I have 3 buses. Now, to work out the answer, I'm going to count my ones first, then I'm going to count my tens. Remember, when we're counting, we always start off with the ones first. So now let's do that in a different color. So let's count the ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I have 9 ones. Now let's count the tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So my answer is 69. Yeah. Now what I would like you to do is show that as a time, represent it in a times table number sentence. So pause the screen now and represent it in a times table number sentence. Okay, fantastic. So now over here, you know the number. So over here, the number that goes over here are the numbers that are in each bus. So we know in each bus there are 23 passengers. So I'll have 23 here. So the value, okay, the value of each bus. Then over here, I'm going to write down how many buses I have. So I have 3 buses. So it will be 23 times 3. So we know 23 times 3 is 69. Okay, fantastic. Now, if you look at this slide, it says use pictorial representations to calculate. So we are going to calculate 21 times 4 and 33 times 3 using pictorial representations in our place value grid. So if you look over here, I have 1, 2, 3, yeah, 4 rows. And these 4 rows represent that 4 there, okay? And then over here I have 1, 2, 3, and then these 3 rows represent the 3 here. Now what I would like you to do is pause the screen and work this out on your whiteboards or a piece of paper, and then come back to the screen when you are ready. Okay, fantastic. So it says here there is 21 times 4. Okay, so I will need to put 21 4 times. Now let's start off with the ones first. 1. Now let's do the tens. 20. 10, 20. Now let's do the next one. 1, 10, 20. So look, 10, 20, 1, 21. Now 1, 21. Okay, and then again, actually Miss Mirza made a little mistake, so now let's rub that off. I was meant to show it as a picture representation, so pictorial representation. So 21. Now again, 21. What I would like you to do now is I would like you to show me 21 times 4. So I would like you to show me this pictorial representation here as a repeated addition sum. So if you can pause the screen now and put it in a repeated addition number sentence for me. Okay, fantastic. So now, to put it in a repeated addition number sentence, I need to make sure that I count in each row and add it each time. Okay, so now let's start off with the first one. So it's 21 plus 21 plus 21, yeah, plus 21. So I've written 21 4 times 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is because I've got it here 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. And also because it says 21 times 4. So 21 4 times. Now, to work out my answer, I'm going to add all the ones first, then the tens. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4 here. And then 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. So your answer should be 84. Now, can you show me how you would change that repeated addition number sentence into a multiplication number sentence? Pause the video and do that for me now. Okay, fantastic. So it's already shown here, but let's see how we will do it here. So we're going to write how many there are in each group. So there's 21 in each group. And how many times have I got 21 written? So I have 21 written 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times. And the answer should be the same, which is 84. Now, can you try 33 times 3? Pause the screen and do that for me now, and then come back to the screen when you're ready. Okay, fantastic. So I am going to do 33. So 30 tens and 3 ones. 1, 10, 20, 30. 1, 2, 3, 10, 20, 30. 1, 2, 3, 10, 20, 30. 1, 2, 3. So now I'm going to write that as a repeated addition. So I have 33, which is the first row, plus another 33, which is the second row, then another 33, which is the last row. Now to work out my answer, I am going to add all the ones first. So add all the ones and then the tens. So with the ones, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. And then with my tens, I have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. So my answer should be 99. And then to change this repeated addition into a multiplication number sentence, you will need to put 33, which is how many you have in each group, and then you count how many groups you have. And over here I have 1, 2, 3 groups. So 33 times 3. Fantastic. Now, the Mathstronaut uses the column method to show the following calculation. Can you complete it? So we are going to show 24 times 2 in an abstract way and a pictorial way. So over here, this column is your ones, and then this column is your tens. It's important for you to place your numbers underneath the correct column. This is to help you get the correct answer, because if you do not place it underneath the correct place value, your answer will not be right. It will be all over the place. Okay, so it's important for you to work column by column, and we always start with the ones. Okay, now let's put 24 times 2 into a pictorial representation. So if you just pause the screen now and do 24 times 2 in a pictorial representation, then come back to the screen. Okay, fantastic. So 24 times 2. I have 24 2 times. So if you look over here, I've got my 2 columns in my 2 rows. And in the first row, I'm going to put 24, 10, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to do it another time because it says 2 times. 10, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And look how we've shown it in an abstract, in a column method. So you put your number at the top that you're timesing, and then at the bottom you put down how many groups, so what is times by. So over here is how many you have in each group, and then what it is by, so how many of the groups. Okay, now let's put this pictorial representation into a repeated addition number sentence. So I'm going to have 24 plus 24. Can you tell your adult or talk to your teddy and tell them why I've only written 24 2 times? Okay, fantastic. So I've only written 24 2 times because it's asked me to do it times 2. So that is 1, 2. And that is repeated addition because I've added the same number twice. Now let's work out the answer. Remember, we always start from the ones. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's my ones, yeah, which is always the furthest, which is the last number. Okay, now let's do my tens. 10, 20, 30, 40. And those are my tens. Okay, now my answer is 48. And then to show that as a multiplication number sentence, you do 24 times 2. But now I want to show it in an abstract way using column method. And the way I've done this is I've put 24 at the top, so 20 underneath the tens, and then 4 underneath the ones. And then I've put 2, the number that I'm timesing by, under the 4 because it's just a ones number. And the reason it is just a ones is because it's a single number, a one-digit number. Now, to work this out, I'm going to first times 2 with 4. Okay, now you know 4 times 2 is 8. Okay, let's do our 2 times table 4 times. Up to 4 times 2. 2, 4, 6, 8. Now I know that is 8. So that's your first step. Then I'm going to times 2 by 2. So I always start timesing by the ones and then I work along towards my other place value numbers. Now 2 times 2, that doesn't mean 2, that means 20. So 2 times 20 gives me 40, but we're just going to imagine that the 0 is invisible. Okay, now that is 48. Fantastic. So now, year 3, this is your independent task. So you need to use all your knowledge that you used in the input today and you learned from the input today into practice by doing your independent task. So the first one says complete the calculations to match the place value counters. So you need to first show this pictorial representation as a repeated addition and then as a multiplication number sentence. Okay, and it's the same thing here. Over here, you've got your pictorial representation, and then you show it as a repeated addition, then you show it as a multiplication number sentence. Great. Okay, yeah, Pankhurst, make sure you upload your work onto Tapestry for me to look and mark. Okay, goodbye.